Good afternoon, good Erev Shabbos. Welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day number 163.5. Using Sefer HaChinuch, a mitzvah that keeps your soul on its way. And here we go, we're continuing with the mitzvah not to eat sheratzim hatched in seas. Once again, 163.5, found in the third book of Vayikra, Parsha Shmini. The Chinuch, we said this yesterday, but we'll say it again. Chinuch now proceeds to discuss sheratzim that are found in fish and meat. Also among the laws of this mitzvah is what the sages of blessed memory said in Chulin, that worms that are found in the digestive tracts of fish are prohibited due to the prohibitions regarding sheratzim, since they presumably came into the fish from the outside. However, those that are found inside the fish, between the skin and the flesh, or inside the flesh itself, are permitted. Similarly, worms that are found in the digestive tract of an animal are prohibited, as they presumably came in from the outside. But in the case of animals, even worms that are found in the brain of the animal or in its flesh are prohibited. First, because there is no part of an animal that becomes permitted without shechita, ritual slaughter, and worms are not subject to shechita. Furthermore, they are prohibited because the Torah indicates that they are included in that which is prohibited. As the sages of blessed memory said regarding the verse, and they shall remain an abomination to you, you shall not eat their flesh, and you shall abominate their carcass. The term, their carcass, comes to include the larvae that are within an animal. If, however, you will ask on the first point, that worms found in meat are prohibited because they are part of an animal that requires slaughtering, if so, how could a fetus found inside a slaughtered animal be permitted without slaughtering? The answer is because the Torah specifically permitted it, as per the exegesis of the Gemara, in the animal, etc., you may eat. So there was an exception because it was specifically mentioned. The Chinuch proceeds to discuss sheratzim that develop in water. The sages of blessed memory similarly permitted water contained in vessels that became wormy, or even water contained in pits, ditches, or caves, that is to say, all pooled water that developed worms. Thus they said in Chulin that a person may stoop to drink from such pools of water without regard for the worms that are present, as long as the worms did not emerge from the water and go elsewhere. Even if they emerge from the water onto the walls of the vessel or the pit, once they return into the water, one may drink and need not refrain. It is not considered as though they have emerged from the water, as that is all their natural habitat. And seemingly, even the prohibition against repulsive actions known as Baal al Tashaksu, right? Which means, like he says, Baal Tashaksu, does not pertain to such worms, like meaning don't be disgusting. And this is the meaning of the sage's statement that one may drink and need not refrain. It appears that the reason the sages assumed that the prohibition against repulsive actions does not apply here is because they found an explicit scriptural indication that these worms are permitted. As the sages of blessed memory said in Chulin, expounded the verse, this you may eat from all that is in the water, everything that has fins and scales in the water, in the seas and in the streams, those you may eat. Only water creatures that are in the seas and in the streams are subject to the rule that one that has fins and scales you may eat, but one that does not have fins and scales you may not eat. However, water creatures that are found in vessels or in pools that are similar to vessels, i.e. standing water in ditches, pits, ditches, or caves, are permitted regardless of whether they have fins and scales or they do not have them, right? So that's very interesting. All right. Very interesting mitzvah. Really takes a lot of time to go through this and to go through this properly to really understand it. But we're doing the best we can with the goal of going through all 6 mitzvahs and just kind of getting a good breadth of knowledge of them. Thanks for listening to the Sponsor Feature Mitzvah 36-100 of the Gold. Have a good Shabbos.